they're the only one in the position to be systematic racist.
And why is that?
Because they're pretty much in control of all the institutes, all the agencies.
So like in different environments, certain people are the majority, I think depending on like where you are and stuff. So yeah, that's what I think.
LA, who has privilege here?
I think I'd definitely say white people have like maybe more like the privilege out here in LA, yeah.
Hispanics outnumber white Americans in Los Angeles 2-1 almost. You know, there's the DA is Hispanic, the sheriff is Hispanic, majority of the LAPD is minority.
Well,
Can only Hispanics be racist in LA?
no, not at all.
But only whites can be racist in LA?
That's a good question.
It's like double the amount of Hispanics compared to white people in LA. Does that make a...
No, I think if you look at it, so they may be more Hispanics here like in LA, but then they're not really, I guess, like in position of power and privilege or like really, if you go into...
District attorney? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't live
Gus-
in LA,
Gascon?
but like, yeah, we don't live in LA, but yeah.
That's a loaded question, and it's based on psychology, history, geography. There are black people, for example, who are American black people who come from a legacy of wealth, who can be racist against a poor black person, or there could just be multiple reasons why a person feels the way that they do. So I don't think that just white people can be racist.
There's a big movement pushing that narrative. What are your thoughts on the people that are saying that?
Great question again. I'm from New York. I'm 55 years old, and I come from a time when that was never really used, right? My mother's from the South, Jim Crow South. We never talked about white supremacy. We hear white male privilege and all these things, and kids are throwing them around. And I think what it's doing is creating a division amongst people and giving people power through their emotions and not necessarily on critical thinking or anything like that. It's just kind of like a throwaway thing.
You think it's a damaging narrative?
Oh, without a doubt. We're all divided, whether it's LGBT, whether it's racism, white, black, whatever the case is. There's all these divisions, and we're all like fighting against each other on things that we really don't understand and the psychology and history behind them.
What's outdated? I don't know. Times are different. You know, 250 years ago, there weren't cars, there weren't street lights. But we have them today. They're restricting cars from driving up and down the road willy-nilly and doing whatever they want. So fast forward modern day, maybe there's...
Well, perhaps
I'm not saying that I agree with...
Perhaps if transportation, if that was like a constitutional right, there would be a different discussion there, but it's not.
We're one of the few countries that allows this to go on.
Yeah.
It's
That's
horrifying.
because we have the Second Amendment, right? So do we just not believe in the Second Amendment? It is to protect yourself against the possibility of tyrannical government.
Old amendment built and designed.
Is the First Amendment old?
No.
But they were written at the same time.
That's all right.
And so we just don't think that the Second Amendment's relevant today at all?
I don't
the
think
possibility
it's
of tyrannical
relevant
rule?
to possessing AR-15s.
You're saying AR-15s, but you just believe pretty much all guns.
That type of a weapon.
Would you advocate for, removal of people's households, for removing their firearms?
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
You'd like to see that?
Yeah.
So that's why we have the Second Amendment, to
we-
resist
that's
the
not
possibility
that's
of
not
the
why we
government
have the
kicking
Second
down
Amendment.
doors and taking your stuff.
That's not why we have the Second Amendment.
Yes, it is.
You're taking one paragraph and you're distorting it.
What paragraph am I misunderstanding?
That's just to arm a militia. That was when we had muskets. That's when the only use for guns was shooting Indians and runaway slaves.
Yeah, the Bill of Rights was literally created to resist the possibility of tyrannical rule.
It should be changed.
So you're changing your argument now?
I think the Second Amendment should be changed.
That's not what the Second Amendment was for. It was to resist the possibility of tyrannical rule.
Well,
I don't
think
the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. They were very strict on that.
I don't think we have a problem.
You don't think we have a problem?
I'm not worried about my neighbors.
What was the problem?
I'm not worried about my neighbors trying to overcome my neighborhood or anything like that. The trade-off is just too much.
It sounds like you support the federal government kicking down doors. So it sounds like you do support tyrannical rule.
You're kind of a.
You said yes to that.
You're embellishing what I said. Is what you're doing.
I asked you a question and then you answered it, and
then you've embellished it.
They're either discussing the word itself or he's quoting someone. So watch this video.
Especially like the word. That's our. He says.
Not once has he used it with malicious intent towards somebody, but he was quoting someone or talking about the word itself. Now, on the show, the last 12 years, does it bother you or does it not?
As soon as I get me a show, it's first thing I'm gonna say, I made it.
Do you care?
Yeah.
Do you guys care?
Absolutely not.
Hell no.
Did you guys hear about the scandal recently with the N-word being used?
Yeah, he's terrible.
He's terrible?
He should be off Spotify. I'm behind Neil Young all the way.
If he's not directing it at somebody and he's just talking about it with somebody or quoting somebody saying the N-word, not a big deal.
I don't think so. I don't care.
Do you care?
No. I mean, like, he's not saying nothing bad to me, so I don't care. I don't give a
I don't care.
What about you?
Not at all. Because at the end of the day, people know who can and who cannot use that word. And if you are being a true journalist and you're quoting someone, a quote is a quote.
If he's just using it, you have to look at the context of how he's using the word.
If anything that George Floyd taught us was to open our eyes and actually see what's in front of us and actually address it, not just keep ignoring it. And by keeping him on, we're ignoring it.
Yeah, I am trying to be clear with people.
Do you say it?
It's not being. I don't use the word, but.
Have you ever used it around you? The camera guy's black. You guys are friends. Not even the song, Kanye song.
There might have been a time where I've dropped that word in a song. I would not be surprised by that.
Oh well, no, I wouldn't care. I'd sing it with you.
Donald Trump's birthday is on the 14th. Do you have a birthday message for him?
Yeah, tell him to go get
Really?
Yeah.
Right on. Do you have a birthday message for Donald Trump? What is that? Birthday message for Donald Trump. What is it?
Off and die.
Right on. How about you?
Off and die.
That's pretty gnarly. Is that's we're gonna double down on that?
Bad man. He's a bad man. He's caused untold harm to our country. He needs to go away and go to prison where he belongs. I can't wait to see him in an orange jumpsuit.
What does he need to go to prison for?
For all the crimes that he's committed.
Like what?
Like trying to overthrow our country. Hello. Where have you been, dude?
Wasn't
Did
that
you
a
not
riot?
notice? No.
Did he tell him to go do that?
Yeah, he did tell him to go do that. Did you watch the rally?
I did. I can literally memorize the quotes.
Dude, you're hopeless. If you don't see it, you're hopeless.
Where did he tell him to go do that exactly? Like what part of it? The speech?
Where did he? When he said,
like what did he say?
Let's fight. If you don't fight, we're not going to have a country anymore.
You mean the quote, fight like hell? Oh, yeah, Bernie Sanders said that. A lot of other Democrats said that. And then when Trump say that, then it's bad, right?
Dude, you're a Trump fan?
Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yeah, and I'm from Compton. And guess what? And I'm from Compton, California, too. And I'm a Trump fan. Got the coin, too, in the back of my pocket. Proud baby. Coin, too, with it. Look at the back.
I want you to give Joe Biden a letter grade on his job performance so far.
F. 10 plus. F.
Okay.
A letter. F.
F. We got an F. 10 plus.
10 plus. A. A plus.
So you say F. We have an A. What is your favorite thing that Joe Biden's done in his presidency so far?
Everything.
How about foreign policy? How's that going?
Sucks. He sucks in foreign policy.
And you think he's doing great?
Same as the last guy. Probably the last guy was probably worse if he was still in there. He's talking about Biden. They all the same. They all have issues.
So they all get A pluses? Did you give Trump an A plus?
No.
So they're not all the same?
Oh, no. Trump is an F for me.
His predecessor met with leadership who he gave a seat at the table and gave them a guarantee. And they said, we will protect your troops here to a certain date. And that date was coming. So we had to get out. There was no way to get out of there gracefully.
What about Bagram Air Base? That was an easy way.
Yeah.
A letter grade on how he's doing so far. F. F for idiot.
D minus plus.
Why the bad grade?
I don't know, but I'm sorry.
What
my
time
mom
is it?
Calling me.
Okay, we have to answer. Well, let's ask Mom then.
Anybody goes in the White House, they all the same. They have goods, they have the bads, and the ugly. Simple as that.
How do you think Joe Biden's doing on the border right now? What do you think?
That was the biggest
letting people in at the border.
Well, Trump did the last time.
No, he didn't. He built the wall to keep them out.
What wall? They can climb. They were climbing underneath Trump or Trump. No, they were going underground while Trump was building the wall.
Letting the people in at Texas living under the freeway?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We already had people living. Oh God, please just.
She's a Biden supporter. Whatever.
She's a Trump supporter.
But you guys are friends, though. We're friends.
Oh yeah,
we're.
I can respect that. Out of you two, what news are you watching mostly?
Well, definitely not Fox News. I watch CNN, Channel 7, CNN,
MSNBC.
Should transgender athletes be allowed to compete in women's sports?
Yes, 100%.
I think so. Yes, why not? That's what they chose to be, and I feel like they should have the right to, perform as how they want to.
And why do you say so?
Because transgender women are women.
Like I said, I think they should be able to perform as how they want to, but I feel like they earned their place, so they should be able to.
People point to like Florence Joyner,
Yeah.
the FloJo,
Yep.
set the world record for the 100-meter dash.
Yeah.
Her world record wouldn't even qualify her for the 2020 men's Olympic competition. People are saying that this biological advantage is unfair to women. What do you have to say about that?
I don't know if it's a biological advantage, especially if they're taking hormones, right? So their testosterone levels are already going to be lower, which isn't going to give them a necessary advantage. So I would just say, like, look at the science, and like trans women are women, and that's kind of should just be the common understanding.
There's female athletes that are concerned about losing championships to transgender athletes because they're running faster or swimming faster. Do you think that that's a problem with interfering with championships and stuff?
That's a good question, because I never really thought about it in that deep until you asked me right now, but because sometimes I feel like my boyfriend has an advantage in certain things, so like...
Do you think your boyfriend, could you beat your boyfriend in like maybe a running or swimming competition or weightlifting?
No, I can't. So that's a really good question. Now that makes me think about it twice. So, yeah, I'm not sure about my answer now.
She said that's assault.
Let go of my side.
All right.
You don't have the right to do that. Back the out. You're not going to touch us.
You guys
Back the
came here
Don't touch
intentionally.
me.
You think I'm somewhere
You
else?
came here intentionally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same. Let's go to the outside so we can try to have a couple conversations. Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right.
They're not doing surgeries on
All the
kids
studies
who
we
are
have
under
into this-
18. You
Yes.
can't.
Yes,
No,
they
they're
are.
not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. There is no
What's your
doctor
basis
in
for saying that?
the law. There's no doctor in the United States who will give you who will do an irreversible surgery under the age of 18. That's just not true.
Chloe Cole is across the street. She had her breast cut off at 15. You want to come talk to her?
Mastectomy is that's
You want
happening
to come
all the
talk
time.
to her?
Was it for cancer or was
No,
it for
gender.
That's not true.
Come talk to her.
No.
Well, hold on.
She's right across the
You
street.
said something that's objectively not true. We have somebody that can prove you wrong. Literally had it happen to her when she was 15 years old, and you don't want to hear from that.
Sounds pretty anecdotal to me.
I've got video from Kaiser Permanente in Oakland, California, where the doctor is admitting that the youngest patient they've cut the breasts off of is 12 years old. It's on video, my friend.
I'm willing to bet you right now that that's an edited video where the doctor was talking about how the person had cancer, breast cancer, and had to cut it off.
Or maybe the child had severe depression.
There's nothing you can do when people don't want to know the truth, right? So, this is a video by Boston Children's Hospital.
Pro transgender video.
Okay.
Child transitioning video, just to clarify.
In the United States. For top surgery, you are requested but not required to have been on gender-affirming hormones for at least a year. Many surgical centers require you to be 18 for top surgeries. We'll see people as young as age 15 if they've been affirmed in their gender for a long period of time and don't really.
So what are your thoughts about that?
Sounds fine to me.
Well, you said it's not happening, so it is though, right?
I was incorrect
Okay, so
about
we're gonna
that.
acknowledge that?
Yeah, I was incorrect about that for sure.
What else do you think you might be incorrect about?
Well, I'm sure plenty of things. I'm
You
just
were very
as human as
confident
anyone
about
else.
that 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, and like any reasonable person, I can say
So
when I
now
was
do you
wrong.
believe that they cut off the breast of a 12-year-old at Kaiser Permanente? Or do I need to show you that video too?
Were they affirming to their chosen gender for a long time, the way they said they have to be in that video?
Oh, they don't have to be. They request it.
That's it, as long as they have been.
No, in fact, you can get these letters of approval for surgery over the phone. Do you think that's the level of safeguarding we need for a lot of these kids who are struggling with other mental health comorbidities?
If they want to transition, then yeah.
Okay, so a second ago it wasn't happening. Now you acknowledge that it is happening and it's totally fine if there's no safeguards.
Well, like I have a 5 and a 2, but I never let them do anything unsupervised, so it should be under supervision.
Under supervision, they should be allowed to drag shows?
Yeah.
These are them right here. Okay, so there's children present during
Oh my
these.
goodness, that's too much.
That's too much?
Yeah, that's too much. It shouldn't be for the. Oh my goodness, no, never.
The other one those were like fake plastic breasts, it seems. So anyways, I'm showing you these because children are present during those.
Okay.
Do you still stand by your answer after seeing that, or do you have anything else you want to add? What do you think? What's going on there?
I don't really need to add anything. Again, I respect parents' decision.
It's just not decent to have this kind of shows in presence of the kids. Like age for like exposure to everything, and that's totally absurd to like see in presence of the kids. That's not that shouldn't be there. I would never allow my kids to be there in that kind of shows.
The anatomy of a human is the anatomy of a human, yes. But me walking out here and taking my pants off and walking around, everyone would have a problem with that.
Probably get arrested.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, strip
And the
dancing,
same
break
situation
dancing.
with the child. Why would I have this woman or this person come and lay on a table, spread their legs out, and do something
that's all
as
the
if
way out
it's
the lane.
completely normal? Yes, it is an experience that is different, and the way that you worded it before, I was like, oh, it depends on what's going on. That's going on? Hell no.
No,
Because that's just disrespectful.
It is.
To the
It's
brain.
just
To
unnecessary.
the brain
It
itself
does
is
not.
disrespectful.
There is nothing. What is the result of? You understand what I'm saying?
Two
There was
different
no
things,
reason
and
for the
that's-
kids to be there in that situation. We didn't need to have that situation be at home.
A simple fix here. 18 plus for that. Is that what that is? 18 years old plus?
How old do you have to be to go to a burlesque show? How old do you have to be to go to the strip club? The same antics that you just showed are the same antics going on in these
Exactly.
videos.
So it
if
doesn't
it's-
belong at
just
TGI
because-
Fridays.
Yes. Yeah,
No,
just-
I'm out of there.
How many stars are on the United States flag?
103?
103?
Yeah.
Guess.
I feel like I know, but I don't.
Yeah.
51?
51.
32.
What ocean is on the east side of the United States?
What ocean? Can I Google it?
You guys know this.
I know this. I don't know this.
What ocean is on the east side of the United States?
Pacific? No, I can't do the oceans. I don't do the oceans. Pacific, right?
Can you name the 3 Kardashian sisters?
Kim, Courtney, and Chloe.
What are the 3 Kardashian sisters' names?
Courtney, Kim, and Chloe.
Bonus points for the brother?
Robert.
The Kardashians' brother's name. What?
Rob.
What's the capital of the United States?
There's a capital? What?
Yeah,
Lexi.
Take a guess.
I don't know. Probably California.
Our big worry was a guy just ruling from the top. Joe Biden has bypassed Congress multiple times with legislation such as
Donald Trump.
not as much as Joe Biden so far, for sure not. We're talking about federal eviction moratorium, bypassing Congress for that, using the CDC to enforce that.
Look who's in Congress.
Hmm?
Who's in Congress, right? You don't have people who are, what would you call it, like really representing the people.
So if you have, gridlock, it happens very often. It shifts from majority blue to majority red, depending on what administration.
He's more representing the people, each person, not the political game.
So if they can't get through Congress, you guys are okay with bypassing Congress to create legislation like what I just brought up, the
If it's what the
CDC
majority
enforcing
of the
federal
people
eviction
want,
moratorium?
Yes, if it helps the majority of people, yes.
It'd be nice if the process worked the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
And there was
The process was never supposed to be just a simple majority rules. That's not the process in the United States.
Right.
The other week or other month, he declared that he could relieve $500 billion of student loan debt just like that, even though he has no constitutional authority to do that.
But it's okay to bring a gun and kill a bunch of kids at school?
That's illegal. If you're worried about a fascist uprising in the country, why would you be supporting the removal of firearms? Doesn't that seem...
I'm not saying that it will be a fascism. I'm saying that it could turn into fascism. But if you give more arms to people, then what you're asking is for civil war. And the last time, I don't think it was a very nice picture, and I don't want to live it again.
So to resist fascism, semi-fascism, or fascism, to resist that, you think that turning over the guns would prevent that uprising, you would say? Turning over your guns to the federal government?
That you said it that way. I don't even see it that way. When I say guns away is to stop killing innocent people and people that get ideas that they can kill many people before they get killed. So there has nothing to do. That was your premise.
I'm just trying to clarify because we're talking about a fascist uprising. If we're actually worried about a fascist uprising, why would you want to remove weapons from the population? Why would we want to restrict gun rights in the United States if that was an actual worry in our country?
Why would we want to restrict gun rights?
That's correct. If you're worried about fascist uprising, would you want to restrict gun rights for citizens?
Yeah, because with you're going 2 steps down without. You got to stop it before it happens.
So
You gotta
to stop
stop it. You
to
gotta-
stop these fascists,
Do you
we need to
want a
take away all their
democracy or
guns.
not? If you don't wanna
They need
live
they
in
need to
it,
hand
if
their
you
guns to the
don't
federal
wanna
government. We're saying yes, if we agree with it, bypass Congress, create legislation, also take away their guns, also they're the semi-fascists. So you believe that Republicans are denying elections?
Yes.
Do you also believe that Democrats are denying elections?
No, not really.
I do not believe they both sides are.
I have over 150 examples of Democrats denying election results. Would you like to look at that or no?
No.
I've never
four
heard,
years-
no. I've never
Can I speak?
heard this being, no, because I'm not done. I've never heard this being a problem. So
I have 150 plus examples of Democrats denying election results right here. Would you like to look at some of them?
No.
We have ex-President Jimmy Carter that denied the 2016 election, saying that it was, basically.
I don't recall that. I'm sorry.
Would you like to see? I have a video of that if you'd like to see
sure.
it.
But
if you want to listen to it.
no, not right now. But
You don't want to.
That Trump didn't actually win the election in 2016. He lost the election, and he was put into office because the Russians interfered.
Russians helped Trump win. It was not a legitimate election. So that's what Jimmy Carter said. That's just one Democrat.
Sure.
Is that an election denier?
That would be an election denier.
Your examples of the Democrats doesn't ring a bell to me.
Tens of millions of dollars investigating Trump-Russia collusion. That doesn't ring a bell. The reason why I'm talking about this, our current White House press secretary said that the 2018 election was stolen from Stacey Abrams. She was doing the gubernatorial race in Georgia. Is that an election denier or no?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
This is a tweet from Karine Jean-Pierre. That's the current White House press secretary. This says, stolen emails, stolen drones, stolen election. Welcome to the world of President Trump. Unprecedented Trump. That was her denying the 2016 election, and then for 2018 we have a tweet from her. Reminder: Brian Kemp stole the gubernatorial election from Georgians and Stacey Abrams. Does that look like an election denier?
Yes.
What about Joe Biden saying that the 2016 election wasn't legitimate? Is that election denying or no?
This is bullshit.
What is? Would you prefer DeSantis over Trump?
No.
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 God, no. So you would
DeSantis
do,
is worse.
You would do
DeSantis-
Biden over
Here's the thing.
DeSantis?
Trump is Mussolini without the brains or the charm. Let that sink in. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, of course.
No,
Why do you think
have no
Mussolini?
idea.
Why do you think Mussolini?
You have no idea what fascism is in the 20th century. Would be my guess. Or how it started.
Fascism is more European right wing, which is American left wing. By the way.
That's fundamentally wrong.
No, I'm objectively correct on that.
No, it has nothing to do with European versus U.S. Fascism is an order. It's the way things are, like the way to manipulate people and use certain levers of power to your advantage. It's not left or right, dude.
Can you explain
By the
fascism
way-
to me?
By the way, that is part of the problem.
He won't.
No,
wait,
part of the
wait,
problem
really
is
quick, really
the
quick,
left
before you
and
move
right
on.
and blue and red.
Before you move on, can you explain
I'm not
fascism to
blue-
me?
I'm not blue or red.
Can you explain fascism to me that you're talking about, just so we're on the same page here? What is fascism?
I'm gonna get a tequila. Come back here and I'll explain that to you.
Wait, but you don't want to explain it to me. Am I getting this correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you're saying he's a fascist. You're telling me that I don't understand what fascism is, and you're refusing to tell me what fascism is. Is that correct?
Not refusing, no.
You're simply refusing to explain what fascism is to me.
If
I had to guess, I don't.
No, it has.
If I had to guess, I don't think you know what
It has to
fascism
do with
is.
time. It has to do with the amount of time that I have, the amount of time that you have, and fundamentally,
You can
the
explain
fact,
fascism in
fundamentally the
3
fact that
words.
You wouldn't fully grasp it anyway. So,
Thanks for your time.